Look, Tesla says it's almost sentient. Can that be believed? The new Sentient Tesla FSD version 14 doesn't understand which traffic light applies to it and then tries to drive on the wrong side of the road into oncoming traffic, which is one of the things in that investigation.
It's stuck thinking that that's... Oh, okay. I had to take over there. The car didn't handle itself at all.
Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, Tesla is facing another NHTSA investigation over its so-called full self-driving at the same time where they've just released a new version. Ars Technica has the headline here. Tesla FSD gets worse at driving. NHTSA opens new investigation, and The Verge says Tesla is facing an investigation over full self-driving traffic violations. The NHTSA is reviewing incidents where FSD-enabled Teslas blew through red lights or traveled the wrong way on roads. And here's what's been happening just in the past couple of days. Tesla releases FSD version 14. First major update in a year. So this has been long anticipated with the problems that Tesla's had. And look, Tesla says it's almost sentient. Can that be believed? Somebody here called MJ Kelly says, meanwhile, I had 3 disengagements going to and from work today, over 36 miles long. And Swampy says here, I have to disengage FSD so often, it's like a bad joke. I live in LA and it always tries to get into carpool lanes when I have it selected to not do that. And so many other things. And MJ Kelly says, mine are almost always map issues. I hope version 14 figures them out. So we'll see some of the errors that version 14 has already been making a little bit later, because it's definitely not almost sentient. What Elon's been saying really for 10 years now, that it's nearly there, and we had to go coast to coast without touching the wheel and all that. And we have this investigation going on. Let's get into the detail and I'll show you some of that, the FSD issues later, just really in the first 24 hours. The National Highway Safety Traffic Administration has opened an investigation into more than 2.8 million Tesla vehicles with the company's full self-driving, that's FSD system. The investigation will probe the traffic violations that occur with FSD, including driving through red lights and traveling the wrong way down the street. I mean, I've put many videos on this channel before of incidents just like that. NHTSA's Office of Defects Investigation is looking at 58 traffic safety incidents involving FSD, including 14 crashes and 23 injuries. So that does warrant investigation, you'd think. They say in some cases, a Tesla vehicle failed to stop or didn't remain stopped at a red light with FSD engaged, while others involve Teslas with FSD entering the opposite lane of traffic during or following a turn or attempting to turn onto a road in the wrong direction despite the presence of wrong way road signs. And I have had videos of incidents like that over the past few months. People do post those kinds of things on X, on Elon's platform, showing what's wrong with it constantly. Tesla is already facing scrutiny from NHTSA, which has opened an investigation into FSD crashes involving low visibility and concluded last year that the EV makers' driver assist features don't do enough to keep drivers focused on the road, resulting in deadly crashes. NHTSA is also looking into whether Tesla reports FSD or autopilot crashes in a timely manner. I did a video about that. I'll post that in the description if you haven't seen that. And is evaluating its electronic door handles that have become the subject of wrongful death lawsuits for trapping passengers inside their vehicles. I did a video on that just the other day about a teen killed, burnt alive in a Cybertruck, which was pretty tragic. So these kinds of things are happening. For the most recent investigation, NHTSA will focus on red light and wrong way violations, but it will also review incidents that occur at railroad crossings. I've done a number of videos on that too. It happens quite often where they just don't stop with the cross arms coming down, lights going. It doesn't seem to recognize those in some situations. NBC highlighted this issue in a report last month, revealing numerous incidents in which FSD enabled Teslas failed to stop at railroad crossings with a train approaching. Yes, there's video evidence of that. Drivers posting videos of that. The news of the investigation comes at an awkward time for Tesla, which is in the midst of trying to convince local regulators to authorize its Robotaxi service. That's right. It's trying to get to full autonomy. It's saying it's almost sentient, which seems kind of ridiculous, honestly. But Elon's been saying things for a long time about how great FSD and autopilot is. Now, this Tesla owner says, throwback to when I thought my HW 2.5 Tesla would drive itself because that's Elon, told me it would. Shoot, that was almost 7 years ago. So that's how long Elon's been talking about this, longer than that, even. So people bought cars and the old hardware. This is HW 2.5. So they seem to have left those people behind. And there are so many cars like that. Are they going to compensate those people who bought their cars based on having full autonomy soon? And here we have more than 4 years between these two tweets from master scammer Musk, Dan O'Dowd says, who's kind of the chief critic of FSD at this point. FSD was almost there in 2021. It's amazing that people are still falling for this. So these are the tweets from Elon. He says, the build I'm driving right now is almost there. FSD 10 will blow your mind. This was back in September 2021. And a new one in September 2025. He says version 14.0 goes into early wide release next week. Then 14.1 about 2 weeks later, and finally 14.2. The car will feel almost like it is a sentient being by 14.2. Is that right? Well, what are people saying about it? Now, if you're getting value out of this Tesla video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks. So this is Holmar's catalog. This is Omar, one of the chief Tesla influencers, and Elon Jellicle. He's saying, and he's one of the first to get it, I think. They delivered it to him first, one of the first, loving FSD 14.1 and all the new features. But the heartbreaking jerkiness and confused moments are definitely a buzzkill after getting used to the perfection of FST 13.2.9. So perfection, I mean, it's still making a lot of mistakes. If you're still on 13.2.9, wishing you had 14.1, don't feel too bad. 13.2.9 is still overall more comfy. So he is not really as impressed. He seems to like the previous version better than that so far. And so Dan O'Dowd has a tweet here. Watch Tesla full self-driving version 14.1. So this is the new version. I've always got people in the comments saying, what version of it is it? This is the latest version as of now. Attempt to drive into a parking lot through the exit lane and then randomly park in the lane, forcing Holmar's blog to take over. That's Omar. So let's have a look at this. There's no sound on it. It's turning into a parking garage and has a problem with that crossbar, which is similar to a railroad crossing, right? It's always had problems with this. It seems to still be there, even though in this latest almost sentient version, which doesn't seem to be able to handle this yet. So what else have we got here? Dan says the new Sentient Tesla FSD version 14 doesn't understand which traffic light applies to it and then tries to drive on the wrong side of the road into oncoming traffic, which is one of the things in that investigation, in the NHTSA investigation, right? Shiny new version number, same safety critical defects. Let's have a look at this.
I have to hit the accelerator. It's stuck. It's stuck thinking that that's. Oh, okay. I had to take over there. The car didn't handle itself at all.
Okay, didn't handle itself at all. So, well, you wouldn't want to be in that if it was a Robotaxi ride. It's not just that it didn't know where to go. That was a dangerous situation had somebody not been able to take over. Here's another one that's version 14. FSD 14 has been out for less than 24 hours and is already making safety critical errors at the time of this tweet. Phantom braking was supposed to be solved years ago. FSD is not sentient or alive, as Elon claims, and it's just a dangerous tool he uses to pump Tesla stock. All right, let's see what the problem is.
What are the biggest things you think will keep 14.1 from going wide? Harsh braking. Like right now, look. Oh, okay, I have to hit the. Holy. We slammed on the brakes there, and there's somebody right behind us. That is why I don't think 14.1 will go wide, because I think that's really dangerous. Like, I think we're about to come to a full stop. I had to touch the accelerator.
Okay, so 14.1, not all it's cracked up to be. We're going to wait for 14.2 to fix this problem. Years and years go by, and here we have another issue. What's the issue with this one? Full self-driving 14.1, again, the latest version, slam the brakes when attempting a left turn and then activates the windshield wipers on a sunny day.
Fixed yet, which is weird because I just watched a video, and for Chuck, slammed on the brakes and dry wiped. So I'm going to report that.
Okay, so not looking like truly sentient just yet, is it? Or perfect? So no wonder there's a probe into this. There have been injuries, as that article said, accidents and traffic violations. So they are looking into it. So what do you think about this? Do you think it looks like it's ready to go finally? Is it FSD? Is it perfect? Is it flawless? Is it almost sentient? What do you think? Or there's still some time to go? Would you get in this if it was going to be a Robotaxi like you would a Waymo, which hasn't had any fatal accidents and it's traveled millions of miles at this point safely, totally autonomous without a safety monitor in the car? Tesla is nowhere near that by the look of it, but let me know what you think about this. And right now, I'm going to put a related video on screen. Do go and see that now if you want to. And hit that join button to check out becoming a member, a premium subscriber, we could say, of the channel to support the channel. You get videos about 7 hours earlier, usually early access, and also priority reply to comments. Also going to put a subscribe link on screen. If you're not subscribed yet, do subscribe to get more of these kinds of videos from me in the very near future. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.